The European players surely have been cooking because there are spices everywhere. And you can already see at the top that there is a scrap deck. No, it is not 2011.
It's not a joke, it is an actual scrap deck. He lost the die roll, but we are going to see some crazy stuff happening in here.
Surprisingly enough, not the first time we see scrap cards this weekend. We had the Dinosaur Future match where we saw, you know, scrap Chimera and a bunch of those. Let's see if in the pure version of the deck they work out. But this time around it's gonna be Bastien starting thing off with Mannadium.
Yeah, Peaceful Planet, Calarium, grabbing himself Mannadium, Meek there, perfect start for him. He's of course looking for no interruptions, mainly no draw and Lockbird, but I think in the scrap deck of Julius there was no space for that in the main deck.
I think Ash Blossoms and one Nibiru, the Primal Being, is in there. This
and also Impermanence,
Impermanence. So there are quite some interactions. This sounds to me like the Nibiru is there for Crossout Designator. Is he running that card?
It's probably mainly there for Gallant Grand Knight, so you can just search it out. And Crossout is not in there, but I mean, just having that one copy that you can search out is totally good. So now we are there with Mannadium Reinhardt. Still no interruption from Julius, but maybe the also powerful interruption of Nibiru then at some point when it's worth activating it.
Hopefully it's not going to be the 6th card for Julius, because that would be an absolute pain.
Yep, there is Imaginings. We did just reveal one Mannadium monster or Visa Starfrost, and now we are going to draw 2 cards, and one of them, or like one card out of our entire hand, has to go back to the bottom of our deck.
Pretty good, pretty good. And we did feature Simone Falanga with the Mannadium deck yesterday, but unfortunately was always, you know, although he won the match, he was fighting against shifter after shifter, and now we can maybe see a full, you know, Mannadium field. Let's see.
Yeah. There's the Meek, and also what I like about the list from Bastien Manet here, he has decided to not play the Calamity stuff in his extra deck. He's just going straight forward for links and synchros, no Exceed monsters in there. I think that is really a strong approach to the deck. You are creating a very powerful field, which we are probably about to see, and it is even backed up by trap cards. The first trap card there was already searched, and it is going to be Mannadium Reframing, which is actually super powerful, as it is a counter trap.
Yep, this does not play into triple tactic, thrust, or talents, so this is a fantastic interaction to have with your opponent. Today at breakfast I was talking about a really successful Mannadium player, and he said that this deck is also, people just expect it to be like a dice rolly deck to combo off going first and then just hoping to win going second somehow, but he said it's really, really strong going second. Usually decks put up 3 to 4 interactions, and with 6 cards in your deck, in your hand, you can actually just try to OTK through all of those, and it works for him consistently. So we have players who are X1 with the deck, and it's supposed to be a real threat to the format.
And look at that, Visa Starfrost has just been summoned, but immediately went off the field again to make place for Baron de Fleur, and now was even used in the graveyard as well to get out Vicious Astral out. So Julius can for now just watch, and probably even if he has any Nibiru, it's not going to do too much.
This sounds like we are going to see a Crimson Dragon right here, going for that Synchro 12. Yep, there it is.
Yo, so we are using the Crimson Dragon not to summon out the good old Calamity, as I said, but we still have use for it. So we get back we get out the Disparter, which is great because we just summoned back Visa Starfrost with it. We now use the Visa Starfrost to go into our other engine because we're not done yet. This is Scareclaw Mannadium, in fact, and therefore we also grab the field spell for this archetype. It's just a deck full of field spells, it feels.
Yep, Reich Phobia is here. Visa Starfrost is, of course, traveling to all the different planets. We have had Calarium already. Of course, we've also seen Pearl Rhino. No rates of this event so far.
There is a race of in his deck, though. We might see it here, yeah.
Very good.
I'm impressed by the pace of play, most importantly by Bastien.
Yeah.
He is going, like, he's probably very, very familiar with the deck, and I can tell you this might be one of those decks that has the Dinkabui effect, we could say. So when you you're people off guard, you know, not everyone is familiar with the deck, and especially when you're that comfortable with it, I feel like it's a huge advantage.
Yeah, it's a great call. And there he even was able to resolve the effect of Scareclaw Reinhardt with an extra draw because he had 3 monsters in defense position. So he's just really getting the full value here, and he now went into the Cross Sheep, which is just in basically all of the combo decks right now, right? Because Telements is playing this, now Mannadium, of course, is also playing this. Just a very good generic Link 2, which has good effects in Fusion decks, in Synchro decks, in Exceed decks even in Ritual decks, but we didn't see those too much. Oh, but there's also one of the newest additions to the extra deck of Mannadium players. It's Visa's Armitara, and that is also powerful Synchro 8 monster, which just grabbed him the field spell there again.
Yeah, usually you want to get a reframing, but this was already in the hand of Bastien, so I can understand why he's just going for a follow-up.
Yeah, totally understandable indeed. But is there going to be more than that now? Yeah, okay. We don't play Vicious Astral out at 2 for no reason. There is the second one coming out, of course, triggering the Cross Sheep, reborning the Meeg, giving us access to another Synchro 10. And there is Changying as well now. Look at that. 3 Synchro 10 monsters on the field. That is ridiculous.
And that sounds like an Appaloosa to me.
It absolutely does. Wow, that is such a nice combo field. And that's what I was talking about. I think if you can build up such an incredible field, why go for the Calamities? This is already so nice. Nobody is playing Dark Ruler no more right now. So I think this is basically winning against almost anything. And even if they have Dark Ruler no more, you have the counter trap for it.
That is absolutely true. The one question I'm asking myself is, how do you trigger the Changying with this field? Or are you just hoping that, like, this is something I really never liked about Sword Soul when I played the deck, is that you would basically have to wait for your opponent to banish something so you can trigger the Changying. Maybe you can activate the reframing at some point to banish something?
I mean, yeah, you negate the activation.
You have this pattern as well, right? I guess you could at some point try to work through it, but we'll see. I mean, it's still a very annoying card to deal with.
It totally
regardless,
is.
So.
Yeah, I mean, if he is trying to destroy it, you can just protect it and maybe then like trigger its effect through its own ability. And now Julius is considering whether to even try playing here, but yes, okay, he will give away that his deck is featuring Kashtira Fenrir, which honestly is not even really a giveaway because so many decks right now just run this card.
I also think he picked up Ash Blossom as the 6th card, which is always unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed. But now he is kind of revealing even what he's on. Scrap Raptor being normal summoned there.
I think he's revealing that he's on Dinosaur so far.
Kinda.
At least that is what you want. What you would expect if you are in Bastien's position.
The thing is, whenever your opponent is summoning Scrap Raptor, even if you think it's Dinos, you are definitely going to bring in the Drone Lockbirds from your side deck, which is a huge downside because versus Scrap, this card is also really strong. As we see, because we are playing Werner Sylph cards, and those cards just are struggling versus Drone Lockbird for sure.
It feels so good to resolve the Appaloosa effect, because this is a generic negate card that oftentimes gets outed before it does anything. But if you actually get value out of the Appaloosa, it just feels so fantastic.
Yeah. So it does go down to 1,600 attack points though, and therefore we could just try to attack over it with the Fenrir. Is that going to be successful here? Is Bastien maybe going for a Book of Moon or something?
I mean, it would take away the battle phase of Julius.
And that's it.
That's the scoop.
There he is with the droplet, just instead getting rid of the Fenrir, and that gets rid of game number 1. Bastien with an insane combo taking it down here.
I said it once, I will say this again, because it only happened on stream the entire time. Droplet is primarily to halve the opponent's attack. It happened twice when Droplet was activated just to lower the attack.
It's basically Shrink with the possibility to go Shrink for multiple monsters, right?
Play Shrink, you don't have to send anything to the graveyard. Play Shrink.
That is really the takeaway of this event. Play Shrink for sure. Definitely is. But now after this insane combo, which we are kind of used to, we kind of knew what Mannadium was doing. We are about to see something we probably don't even really know what is going to happen. Like scraps in 2023? What do you expect even? Like Leo, Marcello? Do you have any, by any stretch of imagination, what is going to happen there?
I mean, I have seen the decklist, so I know what might happen there. But if you had just asked me before I looked at the decklist, I would have gone...
probably some Link monsters, maybe some Synchro monsters, right?
Yeah, that. Some Synchros, maybe a Baron.
Maybe.
You
can never go wrong with the Baron.
I don't know. Is there a Baron? I think there's not even a Baron in there.
There's probably not a Baron.
You're not Baron if you're Barite.
But I mean, there is Naturia Beast though. So Naturia Beast is actually like really cool because we've seen many field spells in the deck of Bastien, and he can just not resolve any of those field spells, actually, which is pretty unfortunate. So I think going for Naturia Beast certainly is an option here. And then, of course, there is a really, really good main deck monster he has in there as well. I don't know, how many Earth monsters is Bastien playing in his Mannadium deck? I didn't see that many, right?
Most likely not, but you never know. Maybe he has some secret, you know, tech in there that you get caught off guard. But as you mentioned, that will be the priority for his opponent, Julius. But we have honestly no idea of how he is going to perform with this combo. We can expect his opponent to even not know what he's up against. I think if you see that, you're probably expecting Dinosaur, I guess.
For sure, for sure.
Like, so, you know, you could just try and, and sight for that matchup. But regardless, let's see whether Julius can tie the score up or if this will be a fast 2-0 for Bastien. Our duelists are ready. Let's go to game 2.
Talking about Earth monsters that you can special summon under a potential statue.
Yeah, the barrier statue of the Drought. Ooh, yeah, Fenrir, of course, is a very good one. But let's see, I think Julius right away picked up multiple scrap cards there. And I don't know whether that is what you want, because I think the Vener Sylphs in his deck give him quite good access into the scrap monsters just from his deck, so I don't know whether he likes drawing multiple of those. Especially the one card I saw there was Scrap Golem, which always was the one you really don't want to draw.
I mean, it's the OG one that you didn't want to draw back in the day, so it hasn't changed.
On the other hand, for the Vener Sylphs, you are discarding cards, so it's fine to just discard it. So that is a Prosperity, first of all, though. Which card are we looking for here?
And there's basically everything in there. There's Engine, there is a Fenrir, there is a different kind of engine. We have more hand interactions.
And this might still reinforce the idea that it's Dinosaur for Bastien. I mean, you see the fossil dig here, you might expect that.
Oh, that is a strong sign. When you take Talents there, that means you can fully play already and just need some kind of a backup there.
Turns out drawing scrap cards in a scrap deck seems to be good.
Yep, and look at that. We started off with the Vener Sylph of the Misting Seedlings, discarding the Scrap Raptor. And that's a very powerful start, and it does resolve indeed. So, searching out another Vener Sylph, in that case, the one Flourishing Hills, and also getting to special summon one Earth monster back from the graveyard. And now there is the Raptor, ready to use its own effect. Going to destroy itself and then special summon out, or rather search out the Scrap Chimera.
But you can normal summon the Scrap Chimera immediately to get back the Scrap Raptor, and now we have 2 level 4 monsters, so I think this is going to be a Scrap Dragon, obviously, which is actually in Julius' deck.
It actually is there in the extra deck, which is crazy to me. And I'm excited what's going to happen. I really want to see where this is going. Is that Galan?
Oh.
Yes, of course. We go for Galan Grand Knight. We even have the option to search Nibiru here, but I think we're probably just instead rather going for more extenders, if I would have to guess. Maybe for the barrier statue. Of course, we do search out the almighty barrier statue of the Drought, and the crowd loves it for some reason. Yo, they are really loving the barrier statue, which now gets discarded for the second Vener Sylph.
So there must be a reason in the deck, must be a way to special summon this deck from the graveyard.
Yep.
I mean, he could just immediately special summon it back.
There it is.
Yeah, exactly. And now we play around Nibiru as well, because Nibiru, of course, is a light monster. Bastien, wanted to double-check whether he could interact with that, but that's all part of the Vener Sylph effect. It's not something else that activates. As soon as you allow the Vener Sylph effect, all of that is going to happen. And there's the Golem, which gets discarded for another Vener Sylph. We're working through it. Dotscaper is getting sent to the graveyard. And of course, we get to reborn the Scrap Golem. There he is.
I mean, he got comboed in game 1. He's just returning the favor right now.
Yeah, he is.
But I think that Bastien is absolutely fine with what's happening right now, so far at least, because he saw his opponent picking up the triple tactic talents, but when I looked at his hand, I saw 2 droplets.
Droplet, of course, is very, very powerful, especially when you have a spell card to discard, just in case your opponent sets up the Naturia Beast.
Yeah, mainly because you can get the statue back to 500 attack points, right? That's the main reason, yeah.
Exactly. That is way less threatening then.
Exactly.
Oh, and look at that. I don't think I ever I have seen this card in so long. Scrap Goblin is in there even. card all the way back from Duelist Revolution back in the day. And yeah, this just says when it gets destroyed, you can add back one from the graveyard, one of the scrap monsters. And he was fishing for Scrap Chimera there again. So we used our additional normal summon, but did we even use our regular normal summon so far?
I do not think that happened.
Yeah, don't think so either. So that would be a good card to normal summon there. Okay, Scrap Golem first of all, though.
And now we might see Naturia Beast, right?
Most likely.
Wow.
There is the Beast. We haven't seen it in a while, but there it is again. No real usage for spell cards anymore. And there is the regular normal summon we were talking about. Scrap Chimera is being normal summoned.
And there is also another engine in the extra deck, which is the G Golem engine. And that also packs a punch.
It does, it does. So that is a rank 4 first of all, though. Oh, we set up Dweller as well now. Okay. Oh, wait.
And that does not work because
oh, true, of course.
Of
course, the Barrier Statue prevents you from summoning non-Earth monsters as well, yeah? Good catch there by the judges, of course. So instead, is there... I don't think he has any other rank 4s he could go into. No, it will be a Link summon instead. Yep. We are going for the cards you were talking about. The G Golem Stubborn Manier there. And we are linking away the good old Scrap Golem with the Manier. And that's probably going to be the Invalid Dolmen right after that. Oh.
Yeah, and that one protects everything else from being attacked.
Yeah, you have to attack him, in that case. Exactly. Yeah, there it is. There is the Dolmen too. Good setup there already, but honestly, Droplet seems strong against this.
Honestly, I think that Droplet is a really popular card right now, and Fenrir is as well, and both of these cards really do well against this field.
They do look quite problematic, I will agree, yeah. So, there is the Dolmen. And is there going to be anything else? But looking for his extra deck, I don't think there is too much more. And that is the pass over to Bastien. And Bastien is licking his lips, knowing that Droplet is going to go in here.
So after we have seen a really cool scrap combo, we might as well just see another Mannadium combo this turn. We have not seen Julius add the Nibiru with the Gallant Granite, which could also be helpful later on. But let's see if Bastien can even play if he discards half of his hand for Forbidden Droplet.
Yep. So Dolmen says Cosmic monsters
Fenrir.
aren't affected. Oh, did you draw Fenrir as well?
Oh, yes, Fenrir Droplet.
Fenrir. Yeah, Fenrir Droplet. Yeah.
Bastien is just bathing in answers right now. It looks completely crazy to me. Like, you can even just activate the Calarium first to bait out the Naturia Beast, so you can activate Thrust after that.
Yeah.
So there comes with Fenrir first of all. Julius is like, yep, that's an Earth monster. Agreed. You are allowed to summon this. What's next though? Oh, we just go into the battle phase. Going for the Invalid Dolmen because that's the only monster you can attack. But then of course, probably going to activate the effect of Fenrir on attack declaration there.
Yeah, probably just banishing said Dolmen already and then running over whatever you prefer.
I mean, you could also just use the Droplet on the Dolmen so you can naturally destroy it by battle. And then, yeah, banish the Barrier Statue. Yeah, now in damage step, probably that Droplet is going to come down.
Again, also shrink.
Yes, once more. I mean, you are also going to negate the Naturia Beast in the meantime. But, yeah, Julius really realizing there. That's the one card he really is struggling against that is very popular in the format. Because honestly, like Triple Tactics Thrust and Talents are usually like good. Because he doesn't really care about them. Naturia Beast can just negate them for free. But Droplet, as soon as you discard a monster, which he does, is not going to help here.
Yep, and this means he will deal with the Dolmen, and as mentioned,
beautiful ultimate res, by the way.
gives up on Trust. So reading that there is nothing else coming from his opponent end, I guess.
I mean, he knows one of the cards in hand, which is Talents, and there's just one more, so I think that's a fair call there by Bastien.
Sure. He had a few ways of going about this, but okay, that's
Oh, wait. Is he still... He's still trying, though. Oh, it's cost.
Yeah, it's cost.
But still, I mean, he saw his opponent discarding Frost. So do you just, for free, want to play into that? That seems foolish.
If you don't, you will probably lose this game in the next turn. So you might try to fish for some resources in the graveyard that could help you potentially.
Yeah, I guess. Makes sense. But Bastien just searching out the Scareclockish Tira here through the effect of Fenrir. And Calarium in the meantime also was resolved to search out another card. And I think it was Meek, right? It looked like Meek to me. So, Bastien, which way is he going to go? When do we see the first Synchro Summon here? I don't think it will be very long until that. Yeah. There is the Rhyme Heart now too.
Julius does not look really happy about this situation.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, it is a tough one to be in. And now there is the Meek next to the Rhyme Heart, and this is just... Oh, and the Visa Starfrost as well.
Visa Starfrost coming down too, and Julius really not looking like he has anything to answer all of this.
Yeah, the Calarium on the field as well is going to summon back the Meek from the graveyard. We're going to set a special summon another Meek from the deck, which is going to get level modulated.
Yeah, but I really like the list that Bastien brought here to the tournament, because for Mannadiums in the main deck, he only is playing triple Mannadium Rhyme Heart and triple Mannadium Meek, which are the really, really good ones. And he, for example, doesn't play like the other little ones that are the tuners, and he just focused on the really good cards and instead brought in Book of Moon, Enemy Controller, and dropped it into the main deck, which are super powerful in this format.
There's the Vicious Astral out as well from the grid. I love this free summon.
Yeah, and I mean, going second, you can even just destroy cards on the opponent's side of the field. So going first, it's great to combo with a free body on the field, but oh, look at that. We even use it to combo here. We just destroy our own Meek. And then we use Calarium to bring back the Meek. Of course, Meek in the graveyard brings out another Meek. Oh boy, 5 monsters on the field. What a feeling going second. And, is it the Sparta or not? Nope.
Nice again.
It's got to be the Crimson Dragon.
Same
that
thing
was
we've seen in the previous game, yeah.
This Sparta is just going to special summon another monster. This is absolutely fantastic. Visa Starfrost, and the Light Heart immediately is going to search for either Reichphobia or for the Scareclaw arrival. In this case, it is going to be the planet Reichphobia.
Yeah, we are collecting monsters in defense position here. Okay, Julius is trying again. Okay, that's a Solemn Judgment being milled there. Not the greatest card either.
To be fair, you don't want to draw it.
Yep. Fair.
Ash Blossom as well, so perfect mills. I don't really think that he has any cards in his deck that are going to break the field that Bastien is trying to set up, though.
It will be tough, that's for sure. And ultimately, I think that Forbidden dropped it there just allowed Bastien to combo going second, right? He just completely disregarded what Julius did on his opening turn and is just now freely proceeding to do what he was trying to set up in the first game as well.
Reichphobia popping the Naturia Beast. Baron de Fleur also still has her pop available, I think. Now we're going for a link to... Are we going to link up into a Tryhard?
I would assume we just go for Cross Sheep here once more. Let's see though. Oh, Bastien is checking the graveyard. Is there maybe like some kind of dark line here? But I don't think there were any dark monsters. Julius is exclusively relying on his earth monsters here.
The second monster he summoned was the statue. So.
Okay.
But I mean, you can't summon anything with dark right now.
Oh, true. The zones are used already. There comes the arrival. But maybe he just needed the space there. Needed to open up some zones, get that Visa Starfrost back to the field. And there we go. That's another Synchro Summon. And I think that is Visa's new brother, Visa's Amitara. Or Amritara, rather.
And now he is trying to reframe the situation by just grabbing a counter trap that is going to work when you have a Synchro monster. Okay, we have Reichphobia again. Maybe he decided out the reframing.
Going second, most likely,
I don't like doing that. I mean, I understand why people do it, and it is probably the smarter choice, but I really hate to side out my good engine cards that help me like break a field and then set a counter trap next to it. But if you draw it, it's of course really bad.
I think this field does it, even without it. You know,
I would totally agree there.
Maybe, I mean...
Also, I will give you the chance here. do you rather want to have a shrink in your opening hand or you want to have a counter
Shrink,
trap? Yeah,
shrink.
right? The
Shrink,
forbidden
definitely
droplet,
shrink.
aka shrink, sounds a bit better to me too.
And there it is. Might be
a little late to the party, and there's the handshake.
The Nibiru from the top did not cut it for Julius. What a card to draw in the last turn before you have to concede the game.
And honestly, another Belgian player really going strong here in the featured match. We had Steven Jacobs, we had Max van Neversel, all of them really crushing in the featured match. Steven Jacobs even still X2 in the tournament
Max
before
van
this
Neversel
round.
as well.
As well. Looks like we have some really strong going Belgian players. Maybe a Belgian YCS champion this time. Did we ever have one? I think we had one before, right?
Yeah, we
some
did.
Yu-Gi-Oh history.
I'm pretty sure back in the day, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, because I'm getting mixed up with some of the champions with yeah, but probably at some point. I want to assume they are a very strong community.
That's true.
So especially back in the day, I feel like. So you had a lot of strong names. But regardless, as you mentioned, great show. And although it seemed like in game 2, you know, the scrap combos were there, we could argue whether, you know, Ferry is a very popular card this weekend. Yeah. And it seems like the opening just straight up loses to it, I guess. So there is some room for consideration. But in the end, what we can take once again from this match, Shrink is a good card.
Shrink is an absolutely fantastic card. He could have used the card for other purposes as well. I still would have liked to see an activation of Calarium and then a droplet to chain onto the Naturia Beast, which is naturally going to be activated to Calarium, and then a thrust. But I mean, it worked.
Yeah, it was good enough, I think. What are you even grabbing there with the thrust?
But I think the problem is you can end the game that turn if you don't waste your battle phase, basically.
I think, yeah, there is some room for consideration just because the last card in hand could have been that Nibiru. So maybe if you go for that and you grab a talent, you look at the end, you can play the rest of the turn safe.
I agree.
But, I mean, it was a really good show of Mannadium combos, which we couldn't get to see in the previous future match with Simone.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a deck that, I mean, I would be afraid to face. If you don't have, you know, a build that's prepared for it with multiple hand chops. How do you even stop this opening, you know?
It's very, very hard. And as you said, like the deck even going second just seems so good. I mean, Vicious Astrolaut gets summoned for free, has the destruction effect just built in. It's just really, really powerful. You can just do it going second. Fenrir naturally is a good card going second. And he even then adds up with Book of Moon, Enemy Controller, Droplet. He has so many good options going second. So I kind of have to also take away that myth that everyone is saying this is a going first combo deck, dice roll dependent. It's really good going second, as we also just saw.
That is true. I also think it is a fantastic pick for this tournament.
Yes.
But now, let's hear it from the winner. How does he think this deck plays out in the tournament?
Thank you very much, Leo. I'm over here with our amazing winner of the round 10 feature match, Bastien Magny, who's just taken that win with his Mannadium deck. Bastien, how are you feeling?
My feeling is good. I think I don't try to top this event, but I just like this event with my friends and live this. It's a good moment.
It's good to have fun. Yeah. So you're now 8-2, is that right?
Yeah, 8-2, yeah.
What were the 2 losses against?
I lost against Branded, Gimmick Puppets, and I lost against an Unchained deck.
Okay. And how are you finding Mannadium in this current format?
I think Mannadium is a good deck. Obviously, if I win the dice, my board is good if no end trap on the other ends. But the deck is good to go second. I can break board easily and OTK easily. So I think the deck is good, but it's not the best deck for the format. But it's my choice, and
He's comfortable doing it.
Great, wonderful. And let's talk about your opponent, a scrap deck. Are you familiar with the scraps?
I am familiar with scrap before on 2014. Yeah. And now I know Scrap Raptor, Chimera and Golem because he's playing Dinosaur, but not the rest. I just read the card and it's fine.
So you had a pretty good first game. You set up a bit, you Baron, Appaloosa, you were pretty dominant. So in a game 1 where you're setting up such a strong field, what are your thoughts during those moments?
Qu'est-ce que tu pensais quand tu as fait ton field pendant la game 1? À quoi est-ce que tu t'attendais en face?
I attempt to a strange deck because we go to the stream. Me, I play Mannadium. I think it's not for me. I go to the stream, and I know the stream is for strange deck, and a strange deck it's 7-2. It's good, and so I win the dice, and it's fine. Je me suis pas inquiété de ce qu'il jouait.
He did not care about the opponent's deck. He was confident in his deck.
So then going into game 2, that's a moment where the opponent set up quite a strong combo initially, but you had Forbidden Droplet. You managed to basically get around that Earth statue. How do you keep calm in those moments to just make sure you play around it properly?
I keep my calm because I see my hand. I just see Droplet and Fenrir. I see the barrier Earth. And Fenrir just beat this, and after that I read the Link 3, and yes, Droplets save me my turn, and I think this board is not good against Fenrir. Just Fenrir beat this board that it's French for yeah.
You were very confident, and congratulations! You've now got your 8th win. You've only got 2 more rounds left in Swiss. Are you feeling confident? Do you think you can make the top cut?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good, that's what we like to see, some confidence. Congratulations.